What's up, Nerdy Nation, and welcome to the Nerdy Side Up. I'm Luke.
And I'm Ben, and welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
Yes, good to see you.
Yeah, not too bad. Welcome back to One and All, episode 6.
Yes.
Episode Switch.
Switch, yes.
2.
2, yes, very
Maybe.
exciting.
Yes. Exciting news. More about that later. But how are you? How's life been? It's been a little while since we've
It's been a few
joined up. Yes.
busy, as
Busy.
always.
Life admin gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yes, we do like our life admin.
Life admin gets in the way. However, we're back. We're back to talk about some cool stuff. I know that I've been particularly busy, but I know that you've got a few pieces on the agenda. So
Yes.
What's our first port of call? What's the exciting stuff that we've got going on at the moment?
Well, it's got to be Assassin's Creed, hasn't it?
Oh, yes. Assassin's Creed.
So obviously we knew that it was Assassin's Creed Codename Red, but Ubisoft dropped, was it Sunday? I can't remember now. All the days sort of blurred into one lately. But it's actually going to be called Assassin's Creed Shadows. And we will get a reveal trailer on Wednesday, the 15th of May at 5 p.m. UK time.
So less than 24 hours time.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, it excites me, the name, just because, and again, I very much love my Japanese, Japan, the culture, the history, and all that sort of stuff. But assassins and samurai just make sense.
Goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Really?
It literally just makes sense. It's like British people and roasts.
Yeah, or queuing.
Or queuing. It just goes hand in hand. It just makes sense. And the fact that they've waited until now to do it, I'm kind of hoping that they seriously do it justice and they make an incredible game that is going to be worthy of the assassins and the samurai going hand in hand.
Yes, I mean, I've enjoyed Mirage. I think that's brought it back from how it was.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
me personally, from like Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, that they made them open world, kind of, it didn't float my boat, shall we say. I enjoyed them, I played them, but for me, it wasn't like Brotherhood, Syndicate, those sort of era.
Yeah.
Mirage kind of brought that back in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that Shadows does the same. My only concern is, are they throwing them out too quickly now?
I mean, yeah, you could say that, but then there was a few years between Valhalla and Mirage.
Yeah, I think it needed some development, but I think Ubisoft have hopefully done it proud. I mean, obviously, I've had a few ideas of how it might pan out. Obviously, from my martial art days where I used to do the samurai sword and then also use the jo, which was basically the stick that the villagers would use to fight off the samurai. I'm wondering if that's how it's going to kind of like start the ball rolling. You'll start off as maybe as a villager with money, probably get done over by the Templars, who might be some sort of samurai cult, and then you have to work your way up and introduced into the Brotherhood one way or another.
There's so many ways that they can do this that would just make it very, very cool. I really do hope they do it justice. I'm kind of on the opposite side of the fence. As much as I loved the early years of Assassin's Creed, I like the open world element to it. The open world with an idea of like level progression and stuff like that. Because you can't just waltz wherever you go because you're going to get absolutely destroyed. I do kind of hope, and I agree with you, Mirage definitely brought it back to the feel of Assassin's Creed. I do think that they kind of lost their way a little bit, especially in regards to Valhalla.
Yeah.
Because in the nicest way possible, Vikings are all rah, charge, let's go smashing things.
Assassins has always been stealth, isn't it?
Exactly.
Clues in the title.
It's not there. Mirage definitely brought that back, and I kind of hope that Shadows kind of has a perfect blend of enough open world exploration element that I really loved, and enough of the Assassin's Creed D element that you really loved, and then we can have a bit of a belter of a game.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
This is the other thing I thought of as well, because obviously you had Ghost of Tsunami a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's just going to be
that with an Assassin's Creed skin.
Yeah, a bit like a copy and paste. You can copy my homework, just change the name.
Yeah. Fingers crossed it's not.
No, let's hope not.
Fingers crossed it's not. I know
I mean,
there have been some elements.
Definitely by this time tomorrow, we will probably have had. Definitely will given it a few watches, and we might, depending on how it goes, one of us could do a live watch trailer or a live review afterwards.
Yeah, a little deep dive. It may have to be you, depending on what time I finish work. But...
Yes, probably. Well, didn't I just wanted to step on your toes? That's why I thought I'd go one of us. But
I think it's probably going to be you, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I am excited for it. Assassin's Creed is always good. You're going to get the special edition figures and all that sort of nonsense. Of course you are.
It wouldn't be an Assassin's Creed game if I didn't know that. Unless they do me over like they've done with Outlaws.
Yeah.
And charge £100 for just a disc.
Yeah.
Or digital code. So I really hope there's a good figure.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, so fingers crossed. But Assassin's Creed launch trailer tomorrow. The mini trailer that they used to announce the launch trailer was very Japanesey, and it did excite me even more. There's just something about Japan and the history of Japan.
Didn't give too much away either. Just a little hint here and there.
Exactly that. Which is just awesome.
Another trailer. Well, I don't know actually. Was it? Yes, it was a trailer. Batman Arkham Shadow. Now I got hyped for this as soon as I saw it, and then I was sorely disappointed.
Oh, okay.
Because it looks it looks awesome. I'm not gonna lie, because there hasn't been a Batman Arkham game for a good few years now. I really enjoyed the series, and then it's going to be on the VR Meta Quest. Oh. So it's not even like they have a game; it's a VR game.
Yeah,
I mean, I was just like,
sounds cool in concept, but if you don't have one, you can't play it.
No, so I kind of got my Norman Osborn vibes with this whole like, you can't do this to me. Do you know how much I've sacrificed? Sort of vibes.
Yeah, I get that. I mean,
I know that.
Don't get me wrong; it'd be bloody cool being Batman in VR. Don't get me wrong, but the problem I have with those sort of games, like I remember when Skyrim came to the VR. Now I've still got Skyrim on the VR. I played 8 minutes of it and got motion sick.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure how those sort of games will pan out. VR games are for like party games. They're for Beat Saber. They're for
like
golf and just random
silly,
sort of silly
like the
games.
iToy and things like that back in the day.
That. They're for the little games that you can just enjoy in spits and spurts with a large group of you.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit comical, have a bit of laugh, see people falling over because they think they're going to fall off a bridge and stuff like that. Like proper serious games, and as much as I really, really, really want to be able to play them, I just can't.
No,
because it just spins my head.
Do you remember when we went to, I think it was not the first ever London Comic Con, but our first ever one, before we even talked about the podcast or anything like that. It was when Spider-Man came out on the VR. Was it the PlayStation VR on MetaQuest?
Yeah, it was the PSVR.
And we queued up to have a go on that. And I must admit, after we had a go on it and we walked away, I was like, do feel a little bit rough.
Yeah.
Do feel like I've just had like 10 Jaeger bombs in a row, which isn't a bad thing, but combine that with gaming.
It just makes you queasy a little bit, doesn't it?
So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed because the trailer, if you haven't seen it yet, I would recommend watching it. Because
I'll have a look. I've not had the time, my friend. Hence why we're 2 weeks late on this one.
Good things come to those who wait.
Indeed. But yeah, no, I'll have a look at that. But yeah, VR games, as much as I love playing the VR stuff, I love playing the VR party games. VR party games just work well.
Hit home, don't they?
Yeah. I really wanted to be like in there with Skyrim because it's one of my favourite games of all time. It was a brilliant game. It's continued to be a brilliant game. The first 5 minutes where the dragon swoops down when you're on the back of that car is brilliant in VR. Yeah, and then you start attacking people with your sword and you've got to go in and out and in and out and in and out. All of a sudden I'm throwing up in my bucket next to me.
Spoils it, doesn't it?
You can't play as much as you'd want to on VR. So it's a shame. Hopefully that's just the starting point and hopefully they'll bring it across.
Yeah. Plenty of time for development, isn't there?
Exactly that. So you never know. There might be some form of transition, but yeah, it's a real shame that it's only on VR at the moment. So you never know. Hopefully we'll get it brought across to more bits and pieces. So, but yeah. And anything else in the trailers department?
No, for games, no. That I've probably been overshadowed no pun intended, but by Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
That's kind of
absolutely.
taken my full attention on gaming news.
100%.
Obviously, I will switch over to you.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
Obviously, there's been loads and loads of rumours swirling around recently that I've seen in relation to the release of the Switch 2. I think, in having a look and having a read and stuff like that, I think the rumours have kind of come from Nintendo president Furukawa. I'm butchering that absolutely, but
To be fair, you've probably done better than I would.
yeah,
That's why
true.
I'm letting you take this section.
He was doing I think it's one of the like finance conference types things that these big companies do, and he was discussing hopefully the launch of the new Switch, or the successor to the Switch console, was going to be a lot smoother, and they should be in a much healthier position to deal with the demand that it brings. I mean, let's be fair. You look at the original Switch, you look at the Switch Lite, you look at the OLED. Like, they sold like 140 million copies worldwide very, very quickly. Like, they were having serious like distribution issues.
Yeah, you couldn't get hold
the
of
original
one.
Switch you couldn't get hold of for years. It took a limited edition Switch for me to pre-order it.
Yeah, you got the Pokemon one, didn't you?
I did. I got the Let's Go Eevee one.
Yes.
But that was a couple of years after it came out, and
Yeah, because it came out.
Looked
It came
quite
out
a bit.
March 2017. It's been like 8 or 9 years.
Well, that's what I mean, and I didn't get it until November of 2018.
I think I got mine roughly about the same time, because I got the like the grey analog controllers. I didn't get because the OG one, they were like red and blue, wasn't they?
So I desperately wanted to get the red and blue one. I didn't want to get the grey one, and I looked and I looked and looked, and I tried and I tried and tried, and I ordered them, and my orders got cancelled. It was just really, really difficult to get hold of. Apparently, what that was is there was a real distribution shortage of semiconductors, which are obviously integral in the building of the Switches. However, they haven't got those issues at the moment, so they seem to Nintendo seem to think that they're going to be in a much healthier and a much suitably satisfactory place when the new console comes out.
Hopefully.
It's been slated and rumoured to come out early 2025. Obviously, there's been no confirmation of that, and Nintendo like to keep their cards very close to their chest, don't they, at the end of the day. There's obviously a Nintendo Direct presentation due in June. However, I think it's been widely acknowledged by most people that there's going to be absolutely no news on the Nintendo Switch 2. Coming on that, I think we'll probably be waiting for a September, or at least a post-summer Nintendo Direct before we get any sort of idea of launch on that.
Yeah, I can't see there being anything before that released.
No, absolutely not. But hopefully, you never know. We might get a little bit of news on it. It might be a standalone little trailer that they might soft drop, and it might just appear randomly one day that we'll get all excited about. But we shall see. But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the Switch console now is nearly my one is nearly 6 years old. So you think the Switch console itself is 7 years old in March just gone.
Yeah.
So
and it's done well, to be fair.
It's done really well.
When you look at other consoles, like off the top of my head, like the PS2, you had like within 2-3 years, the Slim was out straight away.
Mm-hmm.
With the Nintendo Switch, they did their Lite version, which had obviously the controllers built in.
It took a few years until you get the OLED,
and then then you had the OLED. So I think it's definitely served its purpose.
Absolutely,
done well,
and it's definitely due an upgrade. At the end of the day, it's I love my Switch. The fact that I can play it on the TV and handheld, and the transition is still as smooth as it was the day I got it. I think it's great.
Yeah, no problems with mine. It still runs sweet as nut.
Exactly. And the fan may be a little bit loud, but so hopefully
it's no PS4 fan, is it?
This is very true.
It's like a Rolls Royce engine on a Boeing 737. Jeez.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll get some news in relation to that soon. It'll be nice to get excited about a new console. I haven't had that for a couple of years. You think when the PS5 came out, that was a few years ago now on it. So a little bit of hype surrounding that would be quite good, to be fair. I'm looking forward to it. I just hope that I can get it in a reasonable time frame, and I'm not waiting 18 months until I can get one because of the supply issues.
Yes.
But they seem to be pretty confident on it, so
never know, Nintendo might send us some.
Yeah.
Wink wink, nudge nudge, Nintendo.
Yeah, that ain't happening. Let's be fair. Let's peg our expectations. That ain't happening.
Talking of the Switch, I've noticed kind of sidetracking onto a little thing here, but kind of like a few nerdy things have crept into a few songs lately.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the sort of, it's on BBC Radio 1, like Sabrina Carter. I'm not sure what the song's called because it's not
Is it
my
Carter or Carpenter?
Carter, I think. I don't know. Carpenter. Oh,
Might be Sabrina Carpenter.
Probably. I've got it wrong.
Meh,
You know what I'm like with names.
Meh.
But anyway, there's one of her lyrics is like, switch it up like Nintendo. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, you get some of those bits. I'm pretty sure it's Carpenter, but...
We'll double check. If we know what my name's like, yeah, it's Carpenter. I was close.
Yeah, that's close enough, isn't it?
And also another music video that I had been put my teeth back in that's been talking about lately with like a 90s-esque reference to is Megan Stallion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Meg the Stallion.
That's the one.
Like
Yeah.
Okay.
I've only watched snippets of the video, but there's a bit like where it starts and it's kind of like reminded me a bit of like Jumanji kind of vibes.
Yeah, original Jumanji vibes.
Yeah, so there's like a couple of kids, I think they're sitting there and they're playing this sort of Jumanji-esque type of game, and then they get this like ill-fated fortune, and then
it's very Jumanji.
And then like it's delivered by Megan, and she's sort of wearing this costume that reminds me of a bit like One Piece, the TV series on Netflix. Yeah. It's kind of those sort of vibes, and then there's some like Tekken references. There's also like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Gwen Stefani, Dance Dance Revolution. Do you remember that absolute banger?
The banger of an arcade game.
Because I think there's like the arrows like appear on the screen and things like that.
Do you remember the old? You used to get the mats that you used to plug into your PlayStation.
Yes,
with the little wires.
I had one of them. I think I got an Argos voucher for Christmas, and I went on Boxing Day and brought one. Yeah, and then that was like a good thing. But you couldn't wear like socks on it because you just slip all over the place.
Slip over and break your neck or something like that.
I think there's like a Space Channel 5 reference and even like a SpongeBob SquarePants reference. So just kind of like, some
little things coming into popular culture, nerdy things in popular culture.
Which is what we're here for.
We are here for it. We love to see it. It's things that you just love to see. Anything else in the trailer release announcement world that you've got for us today?
Yeah, so jumping over to like TV and films, do you remember the classic film Twister?
Possibly. It's been a few years.
Yes, well, it's not a second film, but it's basically, and it's not a remake, it's been confirmed. But the film, it's called Twisters, so quite inventive with the name.
Absolutely.
The
More than one.
Clue is in the title. So the trailer has dropped. I did watch it the other day and made a couple of notes. And from what I gathered, there's a character called Kate Cooper. And I believe at some point she was like a tornado chaser or whatever they're called.
Aficionado.
Yes.
That is the word I'm going for.
And I think something happens and then she goes a different course, but then there's all these twisters that are like coming together for like a end of the world scenario as always.
Some super twister tornado thing.
So I think she kind of gets like dragged back into her previous like career, if that's what you want to call it. But there's another character called Tyler Owens, and he seems a bit of like an American, like jock, like he does it with the social media and the fame and stuff like that. Like the CGI and like the all that sort of stuff, it does look really good. But I think eventually like the two come together and they obviously probably end up fighting for their lives because of some mega twister. All I'm hoping for is that there's like a new Dorothy in there, because obviously that's what they named like the thing that could control the twister or stop it from happening. Hopefully there's little nods to that.
Just,
kind of like things like that. Apparently we're getting a Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah,
the movie.
I can deal with that. I actually enjoyed the first one.
Yes, I thought it was done very well.
Yeah, I thought.
Although I must admit, I did struggle with him not being Italian.
Yeah, I did, but I thought they explained why he wasn't Italian very well.
Yes,
I did struggle with it because I think he probably should have been. However, the fact that he wasn't didn't put me off it because it was explained very, very well, and I actually thought it worked really well. Like I understood. It wasn't like I sat there and I've gone, why is he American?
Yeah.
Until the very end, and they just do some like little thing. So it was explained very well, and I did enjoy it. To be fair,
Yeah,
I thought it was a thoroughly good film.
I believe it's rumoured for 2026. That's all I'm aware of. There's been no trailer, or I don't even think there's been any confirmation of like new characters or anything like that.
Yeah.
I tell a lie. I do know one thing. I do believe Chris.
Pratt?
That's the one. Yeah, has been confirmed for Mario again.
Yeah,
that's all I've heard. So I don't know, like if Jack Black's going to be back, you know, Bowser going to come back or anything like that. So
he always comes back though, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yes. What else did I see?
Did I see that there was going to be a Lord of the Rings film?
Yes.
Is it around Gollum?
Yes, it's the Hunt for Gollum.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Again, it's not a subject that I'm too involved in with my Lord of the Rings nerdy side, shall we say?
Yeah, indeed.
But apparently, I don't know the actual date. If anyone wants to confirm it and let me know, please do. But there was a fan-made film about it because I do believe at some point it's touched on. Because the story is it's after Bilbo's party. It's all about that, where Gandalf and Aragorn go on the hunt for Gollum, and it's like during the 17 years after Bilbo's birthday party.
Okay.
Again, there's been no trailer or confirmation of who's going to be in it, other than the legend that is Andy Serkis.
Serkis,
yeah, you know.
We all know who it is.
Yes, he is coming back as Gollum.
Okay, well that makes sense, doesn't it? Let's be fair. He was. No one else is going to be able to do that.
No.
It's a bit like there are some actors that will always play certain characters. You've got Hugh Jackman will always be Wolverine.
Yep.
Rowan Atkinson will always be Mr. Bean. Andy Serkis will always be Gollum.
He is also taking a seat in the director's chair as well.
Again, very valid, because I think he'll do it really well.
I think he will do it justice.
I think he'll do it justice as well, because I think he's invested in the character at the end of the day, isn't he? So I think he'll do it very, very well. I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be good.
I also saw the new Superman poster was dropped. You know, James Gunn is doing a new Superman film.
Yeah, I heard rumours.
I don't know there's been a title yet. So that should be interesting. Although I must admit, if you haven't seen the poster, check it out. But I do think it almost looks like it looks very AI to me. It's almost like they've had a work experience kid and gone, have a go at this. Yeah. He's done something and then gone, well, I'm done for the day. I'll see you later. Like, see you later. I just, obviously we are looking at it now, but
is Henry Cavill back, or who's
no, it's not. It is,
don't know.
But even looking at it, it's like he's just trying on a pair of shoes in Clark's, isn't it, really?
Yeah, he is, to be fair. It's strange.
Oh, no, it is. I think it might be called Superman Legacy, actually. Just seeing that there.
Yeah, but did it change?
It might have changed.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like James Gunn. You know, obviously he did very well with the first Guardians of the Galaxy film. Like, you know, can't knock him for that. And I hope he does a good job with Superman, because let's face it, DC has kind of lost its way outside of Batman and the Joker.
Yeah, I mean, I think we said this on another podcast recently. DC have done really, really well with its villain origin stories, and its stories that focus primarily on the villain and the villainous ways and all that sort of stuff. The Justice Leagues and the new Batmans and the new Supermans and stuff like that, as much as I enjoyed Man of Steel, they're not quite hitting the peaks that, say, the Marvel Cinematic Universe were with the Infinity Saga. Like, they're not hitting anywhere near that. No. There's nothing really comparable, when realistically they're all superheroes. Should be kind of comparable in a way. Like, you should be able to make a good DC film with the DC superheroes, because they are very, very good in the comic books. Yeah. I just don't think there's necessarily been a very good DC superhero film, whereas the DC villain films are excellent. The Joker, brilliant. The new one looks even better. Like,
very much looking forward to that.
I didn't realise how much Lady Gaga being Harley Quinn would actually kind of look like it works. But
it was like we said in the last episode, isn't it? It's the couple that you would probably never pair together if you could choose any mix-ups to play them two characters. 100%. You'd never put them together, but I do think it's going to work, and everyone's going to love it. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with the Superman thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else have I seen? There's quite a couple of things. I see. Have you ever watched Young Sheldon?
So I haven't, and I think the reason I haven't is the same reason why I took about 10 years to watch The Big Bang Theory, and I took 15 years to watch Friends, and I didn't watch Dexter until it came out fully. I'm not very good at waiting for episodes. I'm a binge watcher, so I know that if I watch Young Sheldon, I watch the entire of the first season, and I'll be like, where's the next? Where's the rest of it?
Yeah, it's impatient.
Yeah, it's very, very impatient. So I will watch it when it finishes, and then I'll smash it all out. However, I have seen some of the clips on TikTok. It does grace my TikTok and stuff like that quite frequently.
Yes.
Emotional damage.
Yes, I mean they. I can't remember what network it's on now, but they released a few stills of the end of the episode. If you haven't seen it, I guess spoiler alert. Cover your ears for the next 10 seconds.
In the nicest way possible. I say spoiler alert. We've seen The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Most people who like Young Sheldon know that he's going to die at some point. George Senior's going to die at some point.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think we weren't prepared for it.
No.
You've now got a character to the name. In Big Bang Theory, it was I lost my granddad, I lost my dad. Emotional, yeah, cool. But now you've got a face,
story behind
and
it.
you've got the story, and you've got the character, and you've got
the
last thing
to
he
them,
said,
haven't you?
and you've got all that sort of stuff, and you've just got attached to all these people. So, yeah, I've seen the clips and I've seen the stills and stuff like that, and it just looks incredibly emotive.
Because the one that hits me is when you've obviously one of the stills I've seen is it's Sheldon and Amy by a laptop.
Yeah.
And obviously we know it's kind of like the memoirs that he's doing. So I'm wondering if that's how it's going to pan out. That it's going to be him at the laptop, like finishing his memoirs. Because obviously we know he's got his Nobel Prize. It looks like they're living together, which, who would have called that when you first watched The Big Bang Theory?
But then your season 12, they were living together towards the end of it. So, yeah.
I think it's a nice fitting end that it's just, going to be like, almost like it's going to be the end of his book.
It's going to be a nice little wrap up, isn't it? So, but yeah, it's definitely emotive. I think it's kind of almost like America's new TV dad is now gone, and like
it could possibly up there for me with obviously Sons of Anarchy when Opie got done over. That was very emotional.
Yeah, there's just so many you could pick. Let's be fair, from all walks of life, or all TV shows and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, 100%. I get it. You think even back to like Glenn from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? These characters that you've seen and you've grown up with, and they're just like an integral part of these TV shows that we all love and enjoy. And they get knocked off, and you're like, "Whoa, what happens now? Where do I go from here?"
Maybe we'll do a little feature on it on the next episode, like most
nerdy character deaths that's absolutely messed us up.
Yes.
Right.
Homework. Make a note.
Those deaths that messed us up. Well, perfect way to finish up. Then we've got homework for the next episode.
Yes. I did also see.
Go on, talk to me.
There is rumour of a Captain America series where he returns the Infinity Stones.
That would be cool. Yeah.
It would obviously have to be 6 episodes, 1 episode per stone.
Yeah. Do you think Chris Evans will come back for that? Because you couldn't have it without him.
No, you couldn't have it without it. It's the only way it'd work.
Yeah, you'd have to have the original. You think about it, you've got to have the original. The Captain America that we've all kind of grown up with, you're going to have Peggy Carter's going to have to be the same actress, and you've got to have all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably where the issue might lie with getting.
I mean, it would be very cool. I do think it'd be very, very cool, but I hope they don't make it just for the sake of making it and make someone who vaguely looks like Chris Evans,
Yeah,
do it.
because
It
we
just won't
know
work.
some Marvel TV series haven't been that great.
Exactly.
They haven't quite nailed
Yeah.
the TV series.
No, they've nailed quite a few films, but they haven't quite nailed TV yet.
No.
But there's potential. There is potential. There has been good TV series. Loki was very, very good.
Yep.
But they've got to bring the cast back. They couldn't do it without Chris Evans. And
No.
I think if Chris Evans says no, there's just no point.
They just
scrub it. Don't even give it the green light.
straight in the waste paper bin.
Yeah, absolutely. Put it in the filing cabinet for another time, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Chris Evans might get desperate for money.
Oh yeah,
I doubt it.
I'm sure he's struggling at the moment, like the rest
I
of
doubt
us.
it, but yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, so
Umbrella Academy, yay or nay?
Again, comes back to my very, very wafty response to most TV series. Has it finished?
No, but it's about to.
Yeah. So when it finishes, I will watch them all and I will give you a full and concise update. The only TV series, genuinely, the only TV series that I watched week by week was Obi-Wan Kenobi when that came out. It's the only TV series that I haven't waited until it's finished, or at least there be multiple seasons worth, before I've sat down and watched it. So, yeah, if it's finishing, ask me again in a year's time and I'll give you an answer for it.
Okay.
But at this moment in time, I don't really know.
Yeah, so season 4 is going to be the last season of the show. Steve Blackman, who's the showrunner, confirmed it's only going to be six episodes for season 4, which is a bit strange because previous seasons have been like 10 episodes. So it's going to be quite a short season for the finale. But it's been a couple of years because obviously season 3 was out in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to finally find out what happened between the Umbrellas and the Sparrow Academy. Again, for yourself, probably makes no sense. Or is it a spoiler?
Nah, it's going straight over my head.
Yeah.
To be fair, people were telling me about Glenn and The Walking Dead when it came out, and I'd never seen it. And still to this day, like, I know it's carrying on, but I've watched all the way up until the end of Negan's arc and then got very, very bored with it after that, so I stopped. But I didn't watch it for 10 seasons or whatever it was because I need to sit there and really get stuck into it.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I really cannot wait for TV shows.
The poster is released. It's going to come out on Thursday, the 8th of August this year. Not as soon as probably some of us who's been watching it has hoping for, but we can start the countdown for it now. Here is a fun fact for you, and maybe some people who don't know this, but did you know that it's actually based on a comic book? And I bet you probably would never guess this person who actually wrote the comic book.
No, probably not.
It's the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, Gerard Way.
Oh,
so he actually wrote the comic, called The Umbrella Academy. It was like it's 32 issues altogether, which was like 25 normal issues, 6 short stories, and like a one-off issue. But yeah. That's
very cool.
Little fun fact if you didn't know.
Every day's a school day. At the end of the day, I learn something new.
There you go. See, if you go away learning at least one thing, we've done our job.
Yeah, we've done all right. Cool. So, homework. Homework for me, homework for you, homework for you guys at home if you want to.
Yes, chip in.
Yeah.
What's been your character death?
Character deaths that messed you up that you still haven't recovered from. Could be from anything. Could be from anime, could be from TV, could be from a film,
book, you name it.
Comic book, you name it. Character death that just you haven't got over. And we'll compile a list and we'll go through them and we'll explain why we haven't gone over in the next episode.
Yes. Message us on our Instagram page and we will feature it in the next episode.
Indeed. Cool.
Or on YouTube in the comments. Just any of the comments.
Any of the socials, throw it in there. And we'll go from there. But having said that, until next time, stay nerdy.